It is with deep sadness that I announce the passing of former Hall of Famer Palavo Sika Anoa'i. He passed away peacefully on June 25. Sika was a celebrated figure whose contributions and legacy have left an indelible mark. His memory will live on through his achievements and the many lives he's touched. He was a hardworking father, a caring brother, a supportive uncle, and a proud grandfather. He was also a beloved friend to many, a loving family member whose warmth and kindness knew no bounds, and an inspiration. His legacy will live on and inspire future generations, serving as a constant reminder of the profound influence one person can have on so many people. May he rest in love. Uncle Searcher, we offer our condolences to the Anna family during this trying time. Our fans were mostly aware of Sika from his participation with the WSON tag team and, of course, as the father of former WWE champion Roman Reigns. Next up comes future world champion Dominic Mysterio, who has produced some of his best work to date since turning heel in 2022. Mysterio is arguably the most hated healer in the WWE, and his legendary father Rey Mysterio thinks Dominic could be a world champion in the future. Speaking on Insight with Chris Van B, the WWE great discussed the topic, saying, "Definitely, Dom is getting really good at what he's doing, and he's understanding the craft. The fact that he's at with such little time, I could wish I could be there or could have been there for 4 years of being in the business. He's currently in the middle of a popular storyline with Liv Morgan on the Raw brand, so he certainly has his hands full and doesn't appear to be focused on becoming a world champion for the time being." Updates regarding Pat McAfee. I have additional regretful news to offer regarding Pat McAfee. After his show ended yesterday in a hospital here in Indianapolis, Indiana, McAfee announced today that he missed Roar during his live show. "My father-in-law had been hospitalized for an infection, and on Friday we were told he was probably going to be discharged on Sunday, and they had figured it out. We had high hopes, but yesterday as the show was ending, my wife calls and says I have to go to the hospital because there was an emergency." The heartbreaking story was continued by McAfee, who said, "I heard over there that what my wife and her mom and her aunt saw go on was her dad being a badass and trying to kick ass and losing his fight in this particular day. Whenever something blindsides an entire family, it can be devastating. My wife is a daddy's girl. Last night was obviously a difficult night for our family, and it was a nice reminder. Thankfully, my wife and her mom and her dad, the last things they said, Bob, who was a great man, I feel this was a nice piece of perspective and a nice moment to tell someone you love them." Mandy Rose. Is she AEW bound? Mandy Rose's departure from the WWE was highly contentious. Rose has been silent about our pro wrestling ventures, speaking on a Power Alpha podcast since she was fired from the organization for publishing explicit content on a private website. Rose responded to fan inquiries and was questioned about perhaps attending an AU. Rose said she isn't sure whether she wants to go back to the squared circle, but she has encouraged her supporters to never give up on her dream of ever competing in the ring. Rose had a great deal of skill in the ring and was leading the NXT women's division for a long time prior to her sudden departure. If Rose does decide to go back to pro wrestling, she would be a wonderful fit for either AAA or WWE. Of course, a WWE comeback would rely on WWE's current stance on Rose's Uno theme. Initiatives. Plans for Rhea Ripley's return plan. Former women's champion Rhea Ripley has been sidelined by injuries for the WWE, but a new report from Fight for Select suggests that fans may see her at SummerSlam. There have been rumors that Ripley wasn't scheduled for WWE SummerSlam, but WWE sources have said that they have arrangements in place so that Ripley can return to the program whenever she's ready, even in a non-wrestling capacity. The Fightful report also added that since the WWE is making arrangements for her absence, it's possible that Ripley won't be included in the world title photos. However, if and when she does return, the WWE could easily change things. Subsequently, Rule will be 100%, as confirmed by Triple H Uncensored. Uncensored said that when Raw moves to Netflix in January 2025, WWE fans should expect a censor-free environment. Triple H has made it clear that things won't be the same as they have been on broadcast TV and cable, but how much will the content of those shows change? The Cerebral Assassin talked about this during an appearance on the Pat McAfee show. What are the restrictions or lack of restrictions being on Fox? If the crowd gets too rowdy or something worse, sometimes they remove the audio in the picture and the audio disappears, leaving a black screen. While the WWE is unlikely to adopt anything goes in terms of profanity and adult content, it will probably test what the game told McAfee about just how important the WWE's move to Netflix is and how it could pave the way for other shows. The Rock walks in, and you can't tell what The Rock to do. He does what he does. We have those issues with Netflix. In many respects, the capacity to stream live anywhere in the globe and be viewed live is a game-changing moment. This is sort of where streaming services are taking the world. The NFL is dipping its toes into every aspect of NBA sports, which is why this Netflix deal is so revolutionary for us. In January, everyone will be watching us, especially those in other sports business, to see what we do, how we do it differently, and how it's received. How far do you think WWE will push the envelope with Raw? Let us know in the comments section below. Subsequently, Triple H addresses fan worries about Chad Gable, discusses fan worries about Chad Gable. In addition, Triple H addressed the concerns of the public regarding the health of Chad Gable in the wake of the June 17 incident, in which it appeared that Gable had been shot in the head. This escalated quickly from Chad Gable lying down and appearing to be unconscious to him saying, "Oh my God, he got shot in the head, and this obituary has been put on him." People wishing him, well, look, it's one of those wonderful things about our fans that they just love to be engaged in the product and to in their minds fantasize where it can go and what it's going to be. And it's an awesome part of what we do every now and then. We got to pull back into reality a little bit and oh, Chad Gable is still alive. Okay, clarify that for the record now. 3. During Triple H's visit on the Pat McAfee show, there was a brief interruption when someone interrupted the show with a "you lied" message. What does that signify, in your opinion? Triple H targeted H, but 6 were added again.